Hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and it's a beautiful day out today, and I was just finishing up my training for the morning, and I thought I would film a couple of my isolation movements because they haven't been done in the how-to series, and these two that I'm going to do today are in the novice program, so I thought I'd give you guys some examples. So first I'm going to cover up, in this video, I'm going to cover the tricep extension or the Skullcrusher. Now the way I do them, a lot of people call them rip toe Skullcrushers, or some people say that's not a Skullcrusher, but the point is, the actual traditional way most people do Skullcrushers causes elbow tendonitis. And you guys who talk about, oh, your elbows hurt all the time, it's because you guys are doing the traditional, one of the most commonly used bodybuilder styles of tricep extensions, and it messes your elbows up. And that's to where you come to here and you stop, and it puts that inflammation on the tendon. And the guys who keep their elbows in real tight like this, and they come to their head and do this, it puts unnecessary stress just directly on the connective tissue, and it doesn't even work all the heads of the tricep effectively. And most of us, if you look at the tricep, the lateral head and the medial head get most of the work on all of our bench pressing, close grip pressing, dips, things like that. The long head gets some stimulation, but not quite as much. And so for some individuals, the long head back here can lag a bit. And so if you really want to hit that long head also, you need to do shoulder extension with them, which means you need to come back. It's hard for me to show it there. You'll see it when I demonstrate. And the other thing that you need to do is that on a Skullcrusher, you need to be able to flare your elbows a little bit, particularly when you get down to the bottom of the movement, because when you're at the bottom, these tucked in elbows is what puts the stress on that connective tissue too much, and that's what leads to that inflammation of it over time. So when you're at the bottom, you need to be able to flare a little bit, and then you bring them back in as you come up. And in order to accommodate that without putting stress on the wrist when you go heavy, and that might be fine when you're only doing 40 or 50 pounds, you start getting up over 100 pounds, you're going to put stress on your wrist that doesn't need to be there if they get flexed from that. So I recommend the false grip. So thumbs over, you basically use a suicide grip on it, which again, the way you're moving the bar, it's not going to hit your face. So you don't need to worry about that scare of why it's called a suicide grip for bench press. So let me go ahead and demonstrate this for you guys real quick from the front view. All right, we're going to demonstrate on this just the basic grip spacing. I recommend that you use shoulder width just like you would on the close grip bench press. Basically, I just put my thumbs on the smooth. Notice the thumbs are out, so it's a false grip. You unrack it, you come down behind the head, you'll notice there's flare at the bottom, you get that stretch. You can get a stretch reflex on this movement, and you come up. Come down behind the head, stretch. And it's almost a combination between a pullover, which does work the tricep, and a Skullcrusher, and you do them like this. Okay, one of the things you guys will notice here, obviously I'm using less weight than a lot of you have seen me use on Skullcrushers, and that's because my triceps are pretty fatigued today. And I really just want to get one good high rep set in. So you guys will kind of see how you have to focus on maintaining the form so that form doesn't break down on these as you start getting really fatigued. But I've already done 3 sets of heavy close grip, 3 sets of heavy overhead press, and my triceps are throbbing right now. So I'm gonna have to just go lighter, and again, use an RPE. So I've only got 50 kilos on here. And I'm just gonna take 1 set to close to muscle failure, and I'll call it a day for my triceps, because I'll train them again on Wednesday. All right, you get in here, get tight. And I'm not going to talk much on this because this is a real work set for me. And everybody thinks I don't do high rep work. All right, guys, those are the keys to the tricep extension. It's the false grip, slight elbow flare at the bottom, shoulder width, shoulder extension so that you get the long head and get that stretch, and lock it out. All right, guys, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time. But since I did triceps, I'll give you guys a tricep shot before I go.